If you're a NASCAR fan, then you've definitely heard of Rowdy Busch and his reputation. A personality like that, backed by incredible success, makes you wonder what his life is like. Who is his wife, and how did they meet? Who are his parents? Are his siblings anything like him? Well, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be talking about Kyle Busch, his family, and all you need to know about the two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. And we think the part about his sister will indeed shock you. So let's get right into it. Just before we fill you in, make sure to stick around to the very end as we'll be announcing a massive giveaway for all our viewers. But now, let's get back to Kyle. American professional stock car racing driver and team owner Kyle Thomas Busch was born on May 2, 1985, to Tom and Gay Busch in Los Angeles, Nevada. Busch has built an amazing career as a race car driver over the years. His driving lessons started at an early age of 6 when he drove around his family neighborhood in Las Vegas in a makeshift go-kart. Little Kyle was so small he couldn't reach the throttle, but that didn't stop him from picking up the driving basics from his father, who controlled the throttle for him while he drove. When Kyle came of age, he started working in the family garage with his father, Tom, and brother, Kurt, who was also a race car driver. By age 10, he had become the crew chief for his brother's dwarf car team. Shortly after his 13th birthday in 1998, Busch fully began his driving career. He started his career on quite a high note, and so between 1999 and 2001, he won more than 65 races in Legends car racing. He also won 2 track championships at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Bullring Short Track. During the 2001 season, Busch scored 10 victories in late model competition at the Bullring. As a result of his driving style, Busch was nicknamed Rowdy and Wild Thing. He was the champion of the 2009 NASCAR Nationwide Series and was also the champion of the Cup Series in 2015 and 2019. The one-time WWE 24/7 champion currently drives the number 18 Toyota Camry for Joe Gibbs Racing and competes full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series. He also competes part-time in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, where he drives the number 31 Toyota Tundra for Kyle Busch Motorsports. Kyle and his wife Samantha co-own Kyle Busch Motorsports, and that, of course, brings us to his beautiful wife. Samantha Sarcanella was born in 1986 in the city of St. John, Indiana, where she also bagged a degree in psychology at Purdue University. Kyle met his would-be wife in 2007 at a NASCAR event in Indianapolis. Samantha was checking the credentials of fans participating in ride-alongs before the race, and at the end of the event, she got the chance to take a ride. Luckily, she was paired with Kyle for the ride, and that's where their story began. Busch got married to Samantha on December 31, 2010 in Chicago. The event was featured in an hour special on Style Network. Since she met Kyle, Samantha has put her head and heart into the racing world and now co-owns Kyle Busch Motorsports, but that's not all she does with her time. Samantha is someone who has been referred to by many as a modern-day boss lady. She is an entrepreneur, author, lifestyle blogger, philanthropist, IVF advocate, and mother. She uses her lifestyle blog to showcase her passion for fashion, diet, and fitness. She also drops parenting tips for her followers. But most importantly, she and Kyle use the blog as a platform to talk about infertility and their journey to bearing children. Samantha was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, a condition that makes it nearly impossible for women to get pregnant because they do not ovulate. After years of trying for a child, the couple decided to go through IVF, and finally they won the battle. After the birth of their son Braxton Busch, the couple decided to talk about their process on the blog, and in 2021, Samantha released her book, Fighting Infertility. Shortly after, Samantha and Kyle started the Bundle of Joy Fund. This foundation is dedicated to spreading awareness of infertility and IVF. They also provide resources and funds to anyone who wants to explore IVF as a means to get their own bundle of joy. When their IVF journey yielded success, the couple welcomed their first child, Braxton Locke Busch. As one would expect, Kyle and Samantha were full of joy when their son was born in May 2015. Braxton, currently age 7, is definitely following in his father's footsteps, as he is the youngest driver in the Kyle Busch Motorsports stable. Braxton started the 2022 season with a win at the Hanging Rock Kartway in Kershaw, South Carolina. Kyle recently moved to Richard Childress Racing, and it seems that his son is going to be on his team, as the young star has received a contract option from the team. While Kyle and his wife are excitedly keeping up with their son's success, they were also making plans for the arrival of their daughter, Lennox K. Busch. On May 10, 2022, Kyle and Samantha welcomed their second baby, Lennox K., who was born through surrogacy. Kyle wrote on his Twitter, "By the grace of God, our sweet baby girl is here." Now that we're all caught up on Kyle's nuclear family, let's look at his parents. Kyle's father, Tom Busch, was once a mechanic at a Ford dealership and tools dealer. Remember how Kyle started driving lessons early? Tom Busch was once a short track racer, and his children followed his steps. First, he showed his son Kurt, Kyle's older brother, and then Kyle the basics of motorsports, and then both of them fell in love with it. In the 2015 NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship, Tom Busch was the only father in America who had 2 sons among the 8 final drivers competing. While not much has been said about Gay, one thing we can deduce is that she is a doting mother who is extremely proud of her son's achievements. In 2008, Tom and Gay Busch had to relocate from Las Vegas to Mooresville, North Carolina, so that they would be closer to their sons and be able to watch them succeed in NASCAR circles. Tom has been there for his boys throughout their careers. He has seen them succeed at all levels, which must make him a proud father. Tom presently works at Kyle Busch Motorsports, and he spends most of his time working on a 1956 Chevrolet pickup truck that he purchased for his son Kyle when he turned 8. Before Kyle came into the picture, his parents had had their first son, Kurt Busch. Kyle's older brother Kurt was born August 4, 1978, and is also a professional auto racing driver. With that in mind, it is safe to say that the love for the motorsport sure starts early in the Busch family. At age 6, Kurt was already going with his father to the track and competing in kart racing. He soon competed in dwarf competition and won his second race as an underage teenager at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway Bull Ring. Shortly after, Kurt teamed up with his father Tom to compete at Western tracks from Southern California to Utah. 1994 was Kurt's first full year as a driver, and in that year, he won 10 consecutive races at 10 different tracks. What a way to open the show. By the time he was 18, Kurt's father Tom had sold all their dwarf equipment and purchased a powerful car for the Legend Series. Although his early career gained notoriety in the media due to Kurt's aggressive driving and incidents with other competitors, the elder Busch sibling has risen among the ranks and has built a successful career. He is also a full-time competitor in the NASCAR Cup Series, where he drives the number 45 Toyota Camry TRD for 23XI Racing. Kurt was the champion of the 2004 NASCAR Cup Series and the 2017 Daytona 500 winner. As of now, he has won 34 Cup races. Using the Chase for the Cup points format, he won his championship in the first season. Kurt's 2006 win in the Busch Series made him one of only 36 drivers to win in all 3 of the NASCAR's top divisions, which are the Cup Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Camping World Truck Series. Just before the 2006 season, Kurt went under the knife to have his ears pinned back closer to his head. As it turns out, the older Busch brother is as dedicated to looking good as he is to winning. Since he began his Cup career in 2000, Busch has driven for Chip Ganassi Racing, Stewart-Haas Racing, Furniture Row Racing, Phoenix Racing, Penske Racing, and Roush Racing. And that's not all. He has also raced in the 24 Hours of Daytona, the National Hot Rod Association, and the Indianapolis 500. On the aspect of his love life, Kurt met his first wife, Eva Bryan, on a blind date. They dated for 3 years and eventually got engaged during the 2005 Hungarian Grand Prix. In July 2006, the couple got married in Virginia. However, in June 2011, Kurt announced that he and Eva were no longer together. After 3 years, Kurt was introduced to polo player Ashley Von Metre by her sister. The two soon started dating, and by August 2015, they were engaged. They tied the knot in 2017. The couple has been featured on the CMT's Racing Wives reality TV show. For quite a while, all appeared to be rosy, but in May 2022, Ashley Busch filed for divorce. Kyle's other sibling is his baby sister, Tyra, and the pair have an enviable relationship. Kyle and Kurt's younger sister, Tyra, also loves racing just as much as her brothers do, but she hasn't chosen it as a career path. Tyra is known to be quiet, pleasant, and helpful to other people. Tyra has always been a people person. In high school, she was nice to everyone, had a lot of friends, and somehow still managed to do well in her academics. During her freshman and sophomore years, Tyra was on the cheer squad. In her junior year, she became co-captain of the squad and finally became captain in her senior year. With the time involved in cheerleading, leading practices, and actual cheerleading at school games, one would wonder how Tyra was able to maintain a 92% grade average throughout her 4 years in high school, but she did it anyway. Tyra eventually graduated high school as the valedictorian in her class. After graduation, she got a job as a waitress in a restaurant in Las Vegas. She planned to save her earnings and use them for her tuition at university, but that plan was dumped when her brother Kyle asked her to go on the NASCAR circuit with him, and she agreed. Today, Tyra is married to Formula One driver Kimi Räikkönen. And that's all we have on the Busch family for today. Let us know what you think of the Busches. Are you a fan of Kyle and Kurt? Do you think they're both on the top 10 best NASCAR drivers of all time? And is there anything that shocked you about the Busch family? Let us know in the comments down below. As we hinted at the beginning of the video, we're currently giving away 2 $50 Amazon gift cards to the fans of NASCAR culture. All you need to do to enter is like, comment what you think of Kyle Busch, and most importantly, subscribe. We'll be selecting 2 random winners from our subscriber list once we reach 1,000 subscribers. So make sure to share this with your fellow racing fans so you increase your chances of winning sooner.